Отлично! А так в одном корабле даже 6 рейтингов ушел, я ушел.
Да, то любимчики, да. Не говори. Серьезно настроен?
Let's go. See you tomorrow, buddy. Let's go. You'll be tapping tomorrow, buddy.
Oh, no.
You're gonna be tapping in front of all your friends, buddy.
I again choke.
Yeah.
You.
You got me once. Tomorrow I'm gonna get you, buddy. You brush your teeth. See my teeth.
Está em casa, então. Está em casa.
You ain't scaring me. I'm in your country. You got all your people here. What you gonna do? You got 20 people against me.
Nice.
You ain't gonna hurt me though. You ain't gonna touch me. You ain't gonna do nothing. You couldn't hurt a fly. You ain't gonna do nothing.
Competitors for the upcoming Hype FC event faced off for their initial encounter before the Brazil-based card scheduled for today, Wednesday. This submission grappling showcase presents multiple headline bouts featuring Jean Silva against Bryce Mitchell, Armin Sorokin taking on Muhammad Makhachev, and Shara Bullet meeting Edson Barbosa in what promises to be an exciting display of ground game expertise.
Amanhã não tem kimono para você segurar e fazer o judô.
Eu tô fazendo por amor, pô.
Tá bom! Let's go, fight! You are fucking nuts! That need to be off!
The Hype FC pre-fight press conference took place subsequently, though the event descended into chaos almost immediately as tensions boiled over between the scheduled competitors.
Say this, bro, I kind of felt bad for him. Because
That's let's go.
No, I felt bad for John because it just seemed like he wanted to fight on that card bad. He seemed crushed. He's laying in bed and he seemed crushed. I think this is kind of like a, almost like a come to Jesus moment, Ben, where you're like, at 28, 29, no matter what you did, you got, when he got that event canceled with Chael, they said he'll never headline again. He was selling pay-per-views, so you had to go back to him. But now at 38, 39, he's got like bad hips and injuries and looks like he's on his way out. They're kind of like you said, you're not going to prove value to me in the long term, so I don't think we need to bend over for you anymore.
Daniel Cormier expressed sympathy for Jon Jones following the former champion's absence from the UFC White House event. In his latest YouTube content, Cormier described feeling sorrow watching Jones appear devastated after his UFC disagreement. DC suggested the promotion might be deprioritizing Jones due to his challenging personality and advancing age in the sport.
It used to be that UFC was the best place that you could come in combat sports to make a living and be paid fairly, and now it's no longer. It's one of the worst places to go. It's one of the. It's why so many of their top athletes are leaving to go and find pay elsewhere. It's why their champions like Valentina are selling pictures of their titties on OnlyFans. You know, like these people are, a lot of them at the ground level, they can't support their families. They're living poverty level fighting full time. And this company just got $7.7 billion. Like, there's no reason that they can't afford to pay their athletes at least a living wage, and not even that, to at least be able to match what these athletes are making in other sports. Why would they expect to get the best athletes and these best aspiring kids that want to be something into MMA? Why not go into football? Why not go into boxing? Why not go into anything else? And so they're bleeding talent because of their short-term greed. They're thinking about the next quarter. They're thinking about the shareholders. They're not thinking about their responsibility to be, stewards of the future of the sport.
Ronda Rousey unleashed harsh criticism toward the UFC during Tuesday's media event. At the launch press conference for her Netflix showdown with Gina Carano, the former bantamweight title holder delivered a scathing assessment of fighter compensation. She labeled the UFC among the industry's worst destinations and claimed numerous athletes are departing due to inadequate pay. Rousey specifically targeted current flyweight queen Valentina Shevchenko, alleging she seeks alternative income streams because UFC compensation falls short.
Oh, he knows the White House cards suck. It's like he knows that they were pushing this for over a year, and it fell extremely short of expectations. I mean, he was so upset about it. He was talking about a fight falling out the day before. You know, it's I can guarantee you he's not happy with it either, and he's the one that taught me through example to speak my mind.
Rousey intensified her UFC criticism by condemning the White House card as terrible, asserting that Dana White privately acknowledges its poor quality.
To beat your ass.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm down. I've always been down. You were the option before Anthony Joshua, and you ran like a duck. And I bet you didn't think I would last longer than you did with Anthony either. So you just know that you get worked in boxing, and I would love to see it someday.
No, I think you were just being a small boy, like not understanding, being a little disrespectful, and that's why I want to kick your ass now. I really didn't want to fight you, but now I want to beat you. So there's a difference.
Let's do it.
And that's why I hold the statement that I want
Let's
to
do
just beat you up.
Shevchenko responded to Rousey via social media, posting that fighters utilizing platforms in 2026 represents modern fan engagement. She suggested Rousey remained dormant too long since her 2016 retirement. Francis Ngannou and Jake Paul exchanged heated words at Tuesday's MVP press conference when Paul expressed interest in facing Ngannou. The former heavyweight kingpin welcomed the challenge, promising to deliver a beating in their potential encounter.
Jon Jones at the UFC. Would you sign him to an MVP card for an MMA fight?
Yeah, 100%. John, you're always welcome to come over to MVP. We'll get it popping, and we'll get you paid what you deserve. We're just focused on fighters first and making as big of events as possible and disrupting the space. But I guess, yes, at the end of the day, we are competitors to the UFC now and Zuffa boxing. So they're going to be competitive and we're going to be competitive. There's a lot of tension out there in the MMA world and a lot of fighters who want better opportunities. I think that's what we're going to be able to prove with this event is big viewership, big money, giving another option to fighters out there in the MMA world of a good place to go.
Jon Jones said he wants to be released, and I tweeted, UFC should release him. Like, he's not in a good place. I wasn't trying to interfere. I was just saying, yeah, I agree with Dana. The guy's hip is bad. Like, let that old man out of his, out of his contract to go make a few shillings somewhere else.
Jake Paul expressed willingness to collaborate with Jon Jones after his White House card exclusion and subsequent release request following Dana White's claims about hip issues. Jones allegedly seeks substantial compensation that the UFC refuses to provide. With Paul's MVP promotion preparing their inaugural MMA event, he's interested in partnering with the former champion and promises appropriate financial compensation.
I think they should keep, right? But the only thing about the BMF title, you got to run it tournament-wise, open weight class. Any person that want to sign up for it, oh yeah, you get to fight for it. Oh yeah. But you can fight a heavyweight, you can fight a flyweight. It don't matter. Like back in the days, like back in the old days. But you really prove you the baddest mother. That's what I think.
Francis Ngannou supported former rival Jon Jones after his UFC release request, posting on social media about finding the situation fascinating. Ngannou encouraged Jones to contact him upon gaining freedom, stating he deserves over $30 million for his contributions and should receive red carpet treatment. Dan Hooker addressed recent allegations through a Facebook post, explaining the accuser demanded $100,000 for an NDA which he refused. According to Hooker, she then initiated a social media smear campaign against him. He detailed his commitment to his wife and children while describing how the woman launched false accusations after their arrangement ended and his NDA refusal. Joaquin Buckley proposed holding an open-weight tournament for the BMF title to determine the legitimate baddest fighter across all divisions.
That now, don't be surprised if, and I might get quoted on this might get clipped, don't be surprised if the BMF belt gets taken away. We might not see it. I'm not having shots. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying that where it's losing its purpose. The purpose behind it is guys that are just going to go and put on fights, and they've all been fights before this. This one wasn't. Again, I'm not trying to throw shade on Charles. What an incredible win. When we talk about performance and all that, incredible, awesome. But just the fact of the BMF. I'm just talking about the BMF circumstances.
Alexander Volkanovski shared honest opinions about the BMF belt during a recent YouTube appearance, suggesting the title could be discontinued after failing to fulfill its intended purpose at UFC 326.
And I thought he might be able to do that for a couple of rounds, but I can't see him. I thought like Max would eventually get up. And this is where the fight IQ comes in. It's like, even if he does take him down, I don't see Charles being able to... I thought there'll be more scrambles, which would affect Charles a little bit more. I thought he might get maybe that little bit more tired. Obviously, cuts a lot. Max is a freak when it comes to cardio. And I thought that, you know what I mean? So that's where I thought, even if he does do that game plan, as that guy said, as like, if the fight keeps going, can he keep that pace going? And that's why I said I might see a late for submission or a finish from Max. But he was able to just do that the whole 5 rounds.
Volkanovski reacted to Max Holloway's defeat against Charles Oliveira, expressing surprise at the comprehensive nature of Holloway's domination in their encounter.
From 12 midnight, literally 12 midnight, to almost 11 o'clock, 11:30 the next morning, right? It was just nonstop negotiating between, I'm on the phone with Hunter for an hour and change, and then I'm on the phone with Ilia for an hour and change.
The tweet heard around the world on X out of you over the weekend, an all-night negotiation where I didn't sleep hasn't happened in a long time. When I tell you this story, you won't believe it. Hashtag FRM. So I think a lot of that story maybe can't be told, but since we...
I'll tell it. I don't have a problem. Listen, I won't perjure myself at all. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. The reality of it is that it all came together Friday night, like at midnight. I got woken up out of my sleep that this is the fight they wanted to make, and then it was an all-night. It legitimately, I did not sleep after that. I didn't go to sleep till the next night, and it was funny. Hunter didn't go to sleep either. Between 11 and 12 noon, I want to say, right? We agreed to everything, to all the terms on that deal to fight Gaethje. It was just wild how it came about, because we were told that Ilia was not going to be on the card earlier that week, right? Then we get a call that says, hey, if we can make a fight, you can fight Islam or Gaethje. Right? And we actually said, let's take Islam. We would love to fight Islam, because remember, guys, it's not about picking an opponent because one is harder or easier or scared or not scared. Money's involved. And the bigger the fight, the more money it is. And so we wanted to make the most amount of money, right, that we possibly could. So we were focused on getting an Islam fight. So then Wednesday I got asked, would you guys want to do this or that? And we said, absolutely. They gave us a number. We said, absolutely not. And then we didn't hear anything after that, right? And so to me, there was no fight going on as of Wednesday afternoon. I had an ablation Thursday. So all of Thursday went by, there was no communication. Friday comes, right? I'm recovering now from this ablation. So I'm sleeping Friday afternoon. So Friday night, early, I went to bed. I'm thinking we're not on the card. It's just not happening. They haven't called me. They're announcing they're going to announce it by Saturday. So when I say that this shit was crazy, it was like they already said, we're going to announce on Saturday the card. My brother blows me up. Literally, it was 11:59 Friday night. Yo, you need to call Hunter. They're trying to do Ilia to do the Ilia fight. And I said, damn, okay. So then I call Hunter, and then from 12 midnight, literally 12 midnight till almost 11 o'clock, 11:30 the next morning, right? It was just nonstop negotiating between, I'm on the phone with Hunter for an hour and change, and then I'm on the phone with Ilia for an hour and change, and then I'm back to phone, on the phone with Hunter for another hour and change, and then back to Ilia and back and forth, and we're just going back and forth. And there was a lot of stuff that got discussed, a lot of different things, and that was kind of what happened in its totality. So Dana's not lying, right? There was no Islam fight. We agreed to fighting Islam if that's what they wanted to do, but the terms and all that was not there.
Sean Strickland appears set to finally meet Khamzat Chimaev after Russian sports reporter Adam Zubarayev, who maintains close ties to Chimaev's camp, seemingly revealed their bout is targeted for UFC 228. His social media posts suggested Strickland should cancel podcast commitments after May 9th due to potential jaw injuries. UFC 228 occurs May 9th at Newark's Prudential Center with multiple confirmed fights. MMA reporter Ruben Carter also reported the matchup nearing finalization. The negotiations behind Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria have been revealed after Monday's social media clash where Topuria accused Makhachev of using injury excuses to avoid their fight. Topuria's management clarified that Team Topuria actually declined the bout while pursuing increased compensation. The third-ranked internet meme was shared by Robert, capturing significant online attention and engagement from mixed martial arts enthusiasts worldwide. The second-place meme originated from Undisputed Take, demonstrating clever humor that resonated strongly with the combat sports community and generated widespread social media interaction. Marco posted the top-rated meme, delivering the most popular comedic content that dominated social media platforms and earned the highest engagement metrics among fight fans.